chance to really sit down and put my thoughts together on the matter. She was talking about some childhood memories and how she was bullied when she was younger in school, which I'm really sorry to hear. I don't know, kids are cruel. I don't know why they choose to bully the kids they do a lot of the time, and it's too bad because it's just a silly thing that they do when they don't think about the lasting consequences and the effect it can have on somebody for a really long time, or if not their entire lives. And so, yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that happened to you. I didn't have a whole lot of, I wouldn't necessarily say I was bullied in school. I do have some incidents that stand out in my mind as being really negative, the things that happened with other kids, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that I was really singled out and bullied by the other kids. There's definitely kids that got it worse than I did, but I do know that there were a lot of little, sorry, I'm also trying not to say as much, because my last video I realized I say it a lot, so I'm very conscious of it now, and it's kind of tripping me up. But yeah, when I was younger, or even when I was like a young teenager, there are a lot of things that happened with friends of mine, and people who weren't my friends, just negative things happening with your peers that really kind of put an imprint on you and have a bearing on how you see yourself in relation to other people and sort of your place in the world. But what really did resonate with me in your video, in DanishVlog's video, was when you were talking about being sort of hostile or negative lately and feeling like, you hadn't always been that way, and wondering where, the person went who you used to be, and wanting to get some of that back. And I have been feeling that way a lot lately as well, and I could just hear in your voice in that video when you were talking about it a lot of the same frustrations and confusion and, just sadness, I guess. I don't know, just uneasiness and frustration, about kind of reaching a point where you feel like you're not the person that you were when you were really happy with yourself. Okay, so I'll just start talking about my experience now, because I'm not assuming that this has anything to do with, or that it's the same as what you are going through, but the way that I've been feeling about this is I've noticed that I feel like a different person in a lot of ways than I was, 5 years ago, like you were saying as well, or even, more so. And I don't know, in my situation, in my case, I've been with my boyfriend for about 8 years, I guess, and, I know that when we got together, there was a little bit of, when you start a relationship, you kind of try to feel out the other person and see what they react to positively about you and what they react to negatively. And I was really, I really went pretty far in to the side of trying, not consciously trying to change myself to be what he would want, but just really being aware of his reactions to me and trying to kind of, play up the positive things and play down the negative things, until it happened so slowly and so subtly that I reached a point about a year or so into our relationship where I just felt like, I wasn't even myself anymore. I'd just become this, version of myself that would be whatever he wanted to see and wanted me to be. And anyway, I worked on kind of reversing that a little bit, and it's been fine. And the funny thing is, he never wanted me to do that. It wasn't like, when we got together, the thing that attracted him to me was me and my personality. And for me to change that, even little by little, was silly, it's not just to do with him, the reason why I've changed. And I've given this a lot of thought lately, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that it's all a matter of making the time to do the things you want to do until you really start getting into them again. Like, for me, I used to play music all the time, and I used to write poetry and just be do creative things all the time. And I just felt so passionately about it. And lately, I just feel like it's hard to even drum up that same passion, that same enthusiasm for the things that I want to do. Like, I've got hobbies, you know, I enjoy my knitting and all that stuff, and I've been doing I still play music, but none of it feels as important as it used to, and as, you know, I've got interests and things that I enjoy doing, but nothing I really feel passionate about like I used to. And I really miss that a lot. Like, I feel like I'm just sort of a shell of myself who I used to be. And I've talked to a few of my friends about this who are around my same age, and I think it's just something that people go through around our age, where, you know, when you're a teenager and you're just sort of figuring out who you are and what is important to you and what makes you feel alive, really. You've got the luxury of doing all of that at a time when you have pretty much no responsibilities other than school. You know, you can kind of do what you want to do, and also society expects you to be trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do. And then over the next few years, a funny thing happens where you get a job, you get responsibilities, you have to be an adult, and if you don't actively and consciously make time and, you know, set aside time to really spend with yourself and devote to finding out who you are and what is important to you and nurturing those things, you're gonna lose them. Like, they're gonna fade. Not that you've lost them, they're not gone. They just need to be, you know, kind of brought back into the light. And that's where I'm at, is I'm realizing that, you know, the past few years I've been just feeling the sense of like I've lost something fundamental part of myself. Like, it's gone and I can never get it back, and it's some mysterious, intangible thing that you know, if you've lost it, you just can't get it back. And the more I actually try to do the things I used to do, or even new things, like I've been painting and stuff, which I never did before, but I really enjoy it now. And the more I do those things, the more I find myself feeling the way I used to feel in smaller degrees, to the point where I actually have hope that I can feel that way again if I just admit that I care about finding those things again, and that I am willing to make that a priority in my life. And I'm going to run out of time here soon, so I may make another video. Hopefully this is interesting to you guys, but it just really, hearing DanishVlog talk about this, and just hearing the emotion in her voice, even in her whispering voice, I was like, you know what, I totally can identify with that. And I just thought maybe if I share my experience in that maybe it could help you a little bit, or, you know, just make you feel like you're not the only one, at least, you know. So okay, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to continue on with another one here in a minute. So stay tuned.